This is about how these buildings are going to look.
Jacqui, I think to your earlier point, which is sort of directly linked around those good old acrylic screens, they're one of my big bugbears as well, and mainly, well, for a couple of reasons. One is I appreciate that acrylic screens are helpful and they give the person behind them some comfort, and it's more of a perception to try and help support people being in close proximity to people. But ultimately, if they don't go floor to ceiling, you've still got airflow, so you've still got circulation around them. When the NHS are using them, this is not factual, this is just my opinion. When the NHS are using them, they're also covered in their own face guard, their own masks, gloves, aprons, everything else that supports the knock-on effect. And I think sort of seeing people investing in those and not really thinking about the broader support that they could be doing, maybe through pods like Ben is talking about, or other spaces. But I don't know what your experience is of seeing these acrylic screens pop up, guys. Are people asking you for a new furniture solutions or integration with them?
Yeah, I think the whole acrylic screen things goes against a lot of my values. I think I can understand why shops, restaurants, supermarkets, pubs are doing it, but offices, let's just think about this, Kelvin. We've been doing this for a long time, and how long ago do
you speak for yourself?
Thanks for missing me out of that one. Appreciate it.
Ben, you're not even close.
But we started talking about well-being, and we understood about noise pollution and what was happening in the office, and distractions, and particularly the noise. So we started looking 10-15 years ago at acoustic solutions, and those have grown in number. We've seen that you guys as manufacturers are bringing out new products all the time. You're increasing what the acoustic ratings are. It's a massive thing. But if we think about, and I'll just go back to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and the first two areas of that, if you think about it, the physiological side, so we've got the air, the water, the food, the shelter, clothes, sleep, and then we go into the safety, which is the personal, the security, your health, resources, employment. So as employers, we're thinking about keeping our people safe, which is what we have to do. And then we decide to install giant Petri dishes. Sorry if that offends anybody, but we're encasing people in plastic boxes. There's reverberation, it doesn't absorb sound. Let's be honest about this. People don't even clean the desks. Are they going to start cleaning down the sides and the front of a giant box? So, coming back to Victoria's point, the virus is now reported to be able to, it's airborne. And people calling them sneeze screens, I find it very offensive, actually. So if it's airborne as well as being transferred by droplets, then the best thing to do is sit with a mask on at your desk. But there was an interesting document that came out yesterday from Camira, and it was a great report. And it was saying that so far, evidence is suggesting that textiles are not seen as a major carrier of the virus. It doesn't survive well on soft surfaces. If we think about the structure of fabrics and textiles in general, it gets trapped, and therefore the likelihood of spreading is lower. So, and you can actually clean some textiles now, and Camira, just being one of the manufacturers, because I don't want to alienate, all the other great companies that are doing exactly the same. But there are products that Camira are saying that you can, with a dissolution of bleach, I think it's 1 to 10, you can actually use bleach to wipe the screen, the fabric screen, and it can actually kill the protein layer that surrounds the virus. So why would you change the fabric screens that you've already got around you to a big plastic box that
Yeah, that's really important.
it's not going to stop the spread of virus? So a client came on to me yesterday actually and said, we need to make our desks safe. And I said, they are safe. You've got fabric screens at the side, you've got fabric screens in front of you. That's all you need. Get the people to wear masks if they need to come back and sit at those desks. Make sure that the desks are clean and just wipe down everything in the same way and wash your hands. Don't spend any more money.
People are so scared of getting it wrong though, aren't they? They're so scared of not jumping on what everybody else is doing. And my chiropractor opened up a couple of weeks ago, and bless him, he's got a massive perspex screen along the front of his desk. And I was like, Rob, what are you doing? This is going on. And he said they've got to have it for insurance purposes. So the insurance companies are now saying that they've got to have, that's chiropractic, it's not an office, but it's a reception space. And I just was really flabbergasted at that's now being written in as protocol. And, for offices and employers, they're obviously trying to make sure they can make it as safe as possible. And if anyone does get, unfortunately catches the virus in their offices, they're scared of being sued or not being safe enough.
Just to reinforce what you were saying, just to add to the plastic bit, one of the challenge, we fitted plastic screens in our office in Germany, in one of our offices, and the staff are having a real problem with it because of reflection. So it's a very different, but they're all
seeing themselves.
Yeah, no, they're seeing themselves, but they're also seeing everyone moving around them. It's true. And so what they're doing is hanging things up. I've got a photograph there which illustrates it, that people are hanging clothes over the top of the screens to stop them being able to see all the bounce back reflection. So it's a very different thing, but it's a problem for them.
It's less productivity as well.
Yeah.
We're all talking a long time about something we all agree with, that perspex screens are inappropriate, and we're all trying to discourage people from using them. But of course the question mark is, what do we tell our customers, and what do we use ourselves to protect our own staff and advise other people? And I think obviously that's what you're looking for. I think we all agree, Jacqui, that perspex screens are a no-no. I think it's a result of people trying to replicate the retail arm of our society. The other big issue with perspex screens is what you do with them when this virus goes away, because they will sit in landfill. We can't recycle them. So from a green perspective, they're a no-no. So I think we just need to agree that they're not a no-no and move on and talk about what we can do. And I think you made some interesting comments earlier, Victoria, about the people moving away from desks. I think if people continue to work from home, when they come into the office, they won't want to sit at a desk. They want to sit and talk to other people. And it's how do we facilitate those areas so people can sit safely and interact and collaborate and to the benefit of the business.